Hello, my beautiful girls. Welcome in. I am so happy to have you with me today. Today, we are talking about what it means to act feminine versus to actually be feminine. So I'm going to teach you what performing femininity versus actually embodying beautiful, divine feminine energy, what is that difference? There is a huge difference in femininity versus feminine energy. What I truly believe, and I've been studying feminine energy for about 5 years now, to me, femininity is the idea. It is the appearance of what it means to be feminine. So these are things such as wearing pink, wearing dresses, being soft, being super accommodating, being quiet and small. That to me is the idea of being feminine versus actually being embodied in divine feminine energy. That to me is passion. That is authenticity. It is power. It is being so radiant and full of this glow, full of just this excitement for life. It's having this energy field around you that other people feel. And it's giving your vibration a huge increase that you can start to attract the life that you want. That is why when you notice when you're feeling good, everything is going right in your life. It's because you're in your feminine energy. So there's a huge difference in performing what it means to be feminine versus actually being in your feminine energy. That's what we're going to talk about today. Everyone who's watching live, welcome. So happy that you're here. Let's go ahead and get started with point number one. So point number one, how to know the difference in performing versus actually embodying. So it comes down to your intention. Who are you trying to make happy? If you are trying to make others happy, that is performing femininity. It's almost putting on a mask, putting on an appearance for other people to be content. And why we do this is because we want to seek validation from others. It's because we're not truly embodied in that feminine energy that our source of approval has to come from someone else. This is going to keep you locked in that state of performance. Guess what performance is? It is masculine energy. So the way that I teach, you need both masculine and feminine energy, but your feminine energy, being in it most of the time, that's what's going to change your life. That's what's going to give you that glow. So if you are constantly trying to seek approval from others and make other people happy, you're in a mode of masculine energy. Your feminine energy, that's a gift of your creation energy, your life force energy. This is when you attract and you create and you just really bring that abundance to your life. You want to be in your feminine energy majority of the time. Let me say this too, feminine and masculine energy, it's not gender specific. So it's your essence, how you or what you resonate with most of the time. For me personally, I resonate with my feminine energy. I love both masculine and feminine, but my feminine energy, I love being in it about 80% of the time. So for me, if I want to be my feminine energy, I have to live from a place of being happy myself, seeking approval from myself. That is what it means to embody feminine energy. So an example of this comes from a question on a live stream 2 weeks ago that I did. And one of you asked, Alexis, is it considered masculine to surf? And my answer to you is, who are you making happy by surfing? If it's someone else, if it is an idea of performing to make other people happy or proud of you or satisfied, that is performing femininity. It is not your true divine feminine energy. Other questions that I see all the time, Alexis, is it considered masculine to get tattoos? Is it considered masculine to do weightlifting or to go to the gym? Ask yourself, how do I feel when I do it? Am I making myself happy? Excuse me. If you're going to get tattoos and you feel that it lights up your soul and it's just making you have this glow, it just represents something that you love, it has so much passion and purpose for you, you are in your feminine energy. And that is so beautiful. That is what you want to aim for. It's the same thing with weightlifting. So if you are weightlifting and it's making you happy, you are in your feminine energy. So that when people ask, is this sport feminine, is this sport masculine? The answer is, how do you feel inside when you do it? Is it making you happy? A close girlfriend of mine, sometimes we'll go to the gym and work out together, This girl is one of the strongest women I have ever met. She can weightlift so much, and she is so tiny but so strong. She has this glow that just radiates in her whenever she is powerlifting. She does CrossFit, she loves going to the gym, and when we're working out together and she's lifting this heavy weight, I see this glow in her, and it is the most beautiful thing. She leaves the gym feeling so good, and it's because she's been in her feminine energy. So for you, if you're at the gym and you feel, oh, this is so masculine to lift weights, yes, you are in your masculine energy because you're in your head versus being in your body. That's a huge way to tell too. If you are constantly thinking and using logic, that is you in your head. Nothing wrong with that, but that's the masculine energy place. Your feminine energy, it's when you drop into your body, it's when you connect to your soul and you feel, how am I feeling on the inside? So when you're at the gym lifting weights, what I want you to do next time is think, how am I feeling in my body when I do this? I am becoming stronger, I'm releasing endorphins, I'm physically and mentally feeling better, and I'm taking care of my body. I'm in my feminine energy. That is how you have that switch to go from performing to actually embodying feminine energy. And your feminine energy, it will represent your happiness. So I always say this, a woman who is happy is a woman who is in her feminine energy. And it's again because you have that glow. I always talk about that glow. You just see it in women and they have it. That's why I named my business The Feminine Glow, because it represents that feminine energy essence. You have this glow that radiates. That is why women in their feminine energy, they feel so good to be around. It is why you feel so amazing when you are in your feminine energy. It is that glow. And another point here is when you are focused on making other people happy, what happens is you become outward focused. So it's almost you're living outside of your body. And you can look at someone and tell if they are making themselves happy or trying to make someone else happy. Look in people who dance or who are going for a run. The people who just, they look like they're in their element and they're so happy, they're so on fire with what they're doing, they are in that feminine energy mode. And if you can tell that someone is trying to perform, put on a show, usually a sign of this is they are struggling when they do it. That is that performing femininity again. So you can look and tell if someone is genuinely happy or not. Okay, point number 2. Does it genuinely align with your soul? This is one of my favorite ones that we're going to talk about today. So one of my clients, this is a few months ago, she was telling me, Alexis, I've really been trying to just relax and to get into a place after work where I can be in my feminine energy. And what she would do is she would go home and paint, and she would paint for maybe an hour. She told me, I'm having trouble because I'm always inconsistent with painting. I just can't seem to keep it up. And I asked her, does it genuinely align with your soul? Or are you doing it because it feels feminine? And she told me, I actually don't like painting. I don't know why I do it. So many of us do this. There's things that our society has considered to be feminine, but it does not align with our soul at all. And I can totally relate to her. For me, painting, it almost feels like a chore. And I see a lot of pictures on Pinterest of women painting and it looks so feminine, but looking feminine is performing femininity. It's not actually embodying divine feminine energy. So my point here is, do you actually feel that what you are doing aligns with your soul? Painting, anything in the art field, that is a huge one to consider. And again with art, there's so many parts to art. So art to me represents being flowy, it represents creativity, it represents freedom, just letting your inspiration come to life. Artwork has so many forms. I used to be so hard on myself. Why don't I enjoy doing art? Painting and drawing. I used to when I was a kid, but now as an adult, I don't love doing it. I would never sit down and do it. And I realized I have a different form of art. For me, my form of art is cooking, making beautiful, nutritious meals. It's being here on YouTube, creating content and getting to teach and change the lives of women. To me, that is my artwork. You have a form of art that maybe you just haven't considered it art yet. Art is anything where you are in your creative, flowing, free, inspired mode. That is your artwork, and that is you in your ultimate feminine energy. So how to know if it aligns with your soul? How do you know if it's actually you and your feminine energy? 2 parts. Number 1, does it light you up when you do it? So what I mean here is, how does your body feel when you are doing it? An example for me is when I'm figure skating, I feel that my soul is on fire. I just feel so lit up with excitement, and I feel a little nervous, I feel a little scared, but I feel so full of passion. It just feels that the world has stopped almost, and that I'm exactly in that moment, that nothing else matters. My soul is lit up. Another thing that I mentioned was creating content. So being here on YouTube, making TikToks, it feels that time stops and then I'm just in that zone. And I leave feeling so good. I just feel like I'm on a high. That is what it means for your soul to be lit up. So something that you can kind of see is look at your past. Look at pictures of you when you are a kid. I swear all of the answers are in our childhood. So for me, when I look back at pictures, I realized that as a kid, I could tell what colors I liked wearing. So when I was younger, I loved the color turquoise. I loved all colors of blue, of green. Turquoise is my favorite color still to this day. As you can tell, I love the shades of blue. When I was younger, I felt, I don't know how to describe this, but I felt that I wasn't feminine. I felt that I wasn't girly because I didn't like pink. And I know it's such a small thing to say, but when I look at pictures of the 8-year-old version of me wearing pink versus wearing blue, I can see the difference. When I'm wearing pink, my body looks stiff. My face, my eyes, they don't look as happy. Versus when I'm wearing turquoise as a little girl and shades of blue and green, it looks like I'm alive and you can see that glow. So go back, look at pictures of you. What are the things that you would do as a kid? The activities, the colors that you would wear, the way that you would spend your time. You can see what lights you up. Your inner child is still inside of you. And for me now, I love the color light pink. You can probably see it on my nails. But when I was younger, I did not like pink. And you can see when I would force myself to do it that I was performing that femininity. There's a danger that comes with that, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but I want to make it so clear for you what the difference is so that you can transform your life for the better. Because being in your feminine energy, this could be a whole other video. The main point about being in your feminine energy, it will change your life. It will change your relationships. It will change the way you feel about yourself. It will change your habits, the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that you pursue your passions in your career. It levels up everything that you are available for in life. It connects you closer to your desires. So your feminine energy, it is the greatest gift that you have. You want to learn how to connect to it. It has changed my life. That's why I'm here, because I want to help you change your life too. Another question that I see a lot is, Alexis, is it masculine to pursue my man? And I go back and forth here, but here's what I want to share with you. If it lights up your soul, do it. That is your feminine energy. Something that I used to do is with my partner, I would always think, should I text him right now? Should I call him? He was really on my heart, but I would stay in my head. And because of that, I was in my masculine energy. I was on the fence. What do? I don't want to chase him. He should be the one calling me. That's not feminine energy. That is me trying to perform femininity. It was me trying to control the way that he saw me. When I realized, you know what, that doesn't feel good for my body, and I stopped performing, started doing what felt good for me, our relationship changed because I would do what was on my heart. I would message him when he was on my heart. I would not pursue him, but I would initiate, even just romance, I would initiate that between us when I felt good, when it lit my soul up, and it grew us closer. It really improved our relationship. So even when it comes to dating and relationships, follow what is on your heart rather than trying to perform and trying to see, am I chasing him and am I performing? Do what feels good for your body. That is your feminine energy. Okay. So another part, I said how to know if it aligns with your soul. I said that there were 2 parts here. The first one, does it light you up when you do it? The second part, does it come easy to you? So the choices that you make, When you're in your feminine energy, it comes easy to you. It feels very smooth. It feels very natural. Even with this business that I have now. So I'm a feminine energy and inner work coach for those of you who are new here. And I also create courses. I have programs to guide you with everything I've learned from feminine energy. I've put my heart and soul into these courses. So that has felt very, very easy for me to do. Creating this business that has created more happiness, more freedom with time, more income than I could have ever imagined was easy. It just felt very natural. Versus my previous businesses and my previous careers, it felt like a struggle. And it's because I was trying to perform. It wasn't coming from a genuine place. It wasn't easy to do. You can tell if you're on the right path for your life if it feels, excuse me, I need to stop drinking kombucha during these live streams. You can tell if you're on the right path if it's coming to you easily, if the pieces just seem to fall into place. It was so amazing. One of the amazing clients that I coach, her name is Wilda, and we were having a session today. And all of a sudden she goes, Alexis, this is a little off topic, but she is a social media strategist. And she goes, Alexis, you know how the Barbie movie is trending right now? She says, I really feel that you could do something with the Barbie trend that's going on. And she started pouring out all these genius marketing ideas to me. And I was sitting there like trying to write down the notes that she was telling me, but I was also just sitting there shocked, thinking, Wilda, you are just full of all these creative ideas. This is you in your ultimate feminine energy. They were just pouring out of her, and her eyes, her face, it changed as she was telling me this. So for me, what was a struggle creating thumbnails and doing all of the marketing, even though I have a bachelor's degree in marketing, for me it felt difficult. And because of that difficulty, I would have created thumbnails and ideas that weren't in line with my true passion, and they wouldn't have been as beautiful and brilliant as Wilda's ideas. Wilda's ideas came from a place of ease and flow, and they are just so brilliant for my content. I said, Wilda, you are amazing, girl. I need to share you with everyone in the world because it just flows from you. So Wilda's social media strategy company, it is going to be so successful. She's already doing so well with it because it's coming from a genuine place. Number one, it lights her up when she does it. Number two, it's easy for her. I'm going to put all of her business description, her Instagram, in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Her Instagram is Kissed by a Siren. She is brilliant, so amazing. But I want to use that example to show you if it's easy and if it feels good for you, there is something there. All of the women that I work with in my programs that I coach, the ones who are entrepreneurs and content creators, everything that they create has come from a place of ease and flow, and it lines up with something that they're passionate about. If you are there, if you know what you're passionate about, and if it's easy for you to brainstorm, there is something there. Whether it's creating content, creating a business, anything. And that kind of leads me to my next point. So there's no such thing as a masculine job. A lot of women will ask, well, Alexis, can I still be in my feminine energy? I'm an engineer. One of my clients is a very, very amazing, brilliant engineer. She is one of the most feminine women I have ever met. I wish I could bring her on this live stream for you guys to meet, but she just, every time I meet with her, she just glows. She just has this presence that's so light that you just want to sit with her. You just want to be around her. She's so fun and free-flowing, and it's like she has this beautiful gold bubble around her. So it doesn't matter what job you have. It matters, are you following your heart? Are you in a place of feeling good? I work with a lot of women who are top-level executives and CEOs and creators of companies and business owners. Those to the world are considered masculine jobs because they're in positions of leadership. But these are some of the most feminine women that I know. And it's because they're at their jobs, they're actively doing inner work, and they're just having fun in life. It's their perspective. It's the way that they carry themselves, the way that they feel about themselves, their habits in and out of work. That's what puts you in your feminine energy, not the actual job that you're in. And that's why I notice with the women who take my Become Your Dream Woman and Master Your Feminine Energy program, so many of them will write to me and say, Alexis, after doing your course, I have had a career shift. I have had a new idea of where I want to take my content creation, or of a new business that I want to create. I feel so empowered and excited to start this new chapter. And it's because they've gotten aligned to their feminine energy, and it's now guiding them where they should go with their careers. So it's not actually about what you're doing, it's how you feel when you're doing it, no matter your job. Maybe I'll make a whole other video about that, because that could be interesting, talking about the workplace more. Okay, this is part 3. This is the last part, and then I will take some of your girls' questions. Okay, so performing femininity versus embodying feminine energy. How do you feel about looking the part? By looking the part, I mean the way that you dress, the way that you carry yourself, overall your appearance, and the way that you present yourself. So like I said in the beginning, femininity is outward focused. It is caring so much on your appearance, but it's lacking the true feminine energy inside. Embodying feminine energy, it's carrying that feminine energy inside, and it's also being reflected on the outside. So when it comes to performing femininity, some examples that I see a lot of women do, and I'm so guilty of this myself too, it's things such as wearing dresses, wearing makeup, wearing heels, acting soft, acting quiet when that's not really who you are. Dressing in a way, speaking in a way, acting in a way, that's not who you actually are. It doesn't hold the same power as actually being in your feminine energy. So an example to show you this, there is this dress that I've owned for years. It's a simple dress from H&M. And when I first got this dress, I was not fully embodied in my feminine energy the way that I am now. When I would wear this dress, it felt uncomfortable. It's a beautiful, flowy orange dress. It's in my video, Summer Glow Up Guide. It's that bright orange one that I'm wearing if you want to see it. And when I wore it, I felt, yes, that I looked feminine, but I did not feel feminine. And I still continued to wear it and wear it. And then one day I just kind of put it back in my closet and said, okay, I'm not really feeling this dress anymore. As I continued doing inner work and healing my own feminine energy, really connecting deeper to it, that dress started to stand out to me more and more. One day I put it on, I swear, my girls, it fit differently. I swear it was a different dress. The way that it sat on my body was even different. My family, my friends started saying, "Oh, Alexis, when did you get this dress? It looks so great on you." It was the same dress, different woman wearing it. I was completely different. So it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter what your appearance is. If you are not fully embodied in that feminine energy, it does not matter. All the way that you are on the inside, that is what matters. So something else here too is what I used to do is I used to only know how to be in my light feminine energy. And I've talked about this in a lot of other videos. A quick backstory, the way that I grew up, I had a parent who was very, very strict, and I did not feel safe in my home growing up. So because of this, I was taught to people please. I was taught how to have weak boundaries, and I was taught never to stand up for myself. That put me in a place to be extremely comfortable with my light feminine energy, but so scared to use my dark feminine energy. Your light and dark feminine energy, the light feminine energy, this is about radiance. It's about warmth, love, happiness. The dark feminine energy, it's more of that power, more of that confidence. It's that mysteriousness. It's the seductiveness. It's standing up, speaking your mind, being direct with a power behind it. Both your light and dark feminine energy, beautiful, beautiful. You need both. But because of the way that I grew up, my dark feminine energy was so repressed. It was stuck in my body. I kept stuffing it down. Because if I brought it out, if I spoke my mind, if I was more just seductive or confident in even my sexuality, I was shamed. So I kept it hidden. Then when I was older and an adult, I did a lot of inner work to bring out that dark feminine energy, to feel safe, to feel confident with it. Now I feel so good with my dark feminine energy. Now I love both the light and the dark, and I'm balanced. The balance, that's what's going to bring you to your divine feminine energy. But what I was saying here was, when I was in the light feminine energy, I was in the acting feminine. I was in the performance femininity role. And it's because I was almost wearing a mask and trying to play a role of being the nice girl, of being the one that was always liked, being the one that was always very pleasant to be around. And because of that, I was not in my true feminine energy. There was a part of me that was being stuffed down. So it's not just the way that you dress, it's also the way that you act. Are you showing all parts of yourself? Are you living from the most free, the most authentic, the most raw and true version of yourself? That is you embodying your feminine energy. And I understand, I see this a lot, that many women, they live with maybe a husband who's very controlling, or family, maybe even your parents are still controlling. So it's hard to be yourself. I completely understand that. What I recommend for you, give yourself a safe place where you can be free, whether it's going to a dance class and being with other women who support you to just move your body, let out the light or the dark feminine energy, whether it's your bedroom if you live at home. There, that you just can take off the mask, you can be free, you can be yourself. Maybe it's with your friends, maybe it's in a relationship. Give yourself a safe place to show up 100% authentically. That is going to take you to your feminine energy. And I'm so sorry, girls, I need to keep drinking this. My throat has been so dry the past 2 days. I live in Las Vegas and it's really, really dry here. Feminine energy, this is the quote that I always say: look good, feel good, do good. What this means with your feminine energy, you almost work backwards. So when you think about that end result of doing good, by doing good, it means being aligned with your purpose and your passion, having a life that feels good. With that, you go backwards. So look good, feel good, do good. To do good, you have to feel good. To feel good, you want to look good. And what I mean here is you want to get to a place where you are caring and loving for yourself so much that you put yourself together. The way that you dress, the way that you care for your skin, for your mind, for your body. I know that I say it's inward focused, but your outward appearance, it does play a role too. I recommend that you check out my video, Why Looks Matter. And it's not about the looks, it's about the way that you're caring for your body is represented by your looks. So if you take the time to actually care for your body, love your body, and this is done through inner work, it will automatically be reflected in your outer appearance. That is why I say, when you actually become feminine and you embody your feminine energy, your outward appearance starts to change. Naturally, you start dressing different. You will start treating other people differently, even speaking differently. The girls in my program, so many girls have written to me and said, Alexis, my voice is different after doing your Become Your Dream Woman program. The way that I speak is different. It's so crazy. It's because there's been an internal shift in them where they have truly embodied feminine energy, and their voice communicates that shift. It communicates that new woman that they are. It communicates their new thought patterns and beliefs about themselves. That's why with the dress example, the reason that I even wore that orange dress again was because I decided I want to feel good. I want to do good. For me to feel good, I have to feel free. I have to feel that I can flow. Wearing jeans is not going to get me there, but wearing a dress, that is going to help me feel like I'm flowing. So that's why when you actually embody your feminine energy, everything around you starts to change. Another change that I notice, and this one I always get a lot of pushback with, but I believe when you are truly embodied in your feminine energy, you dress more modestly. What I mean here is you don't reveal everything. You don't reveal all of the intimate parts about you. It's dressing in a way that is protecting your sexual energy. So I firmly believe that when you are revealing everything, maybe you're revealing a lot of cleavage or wearing a super, super short dress, if men are looking at you, I believe that they're absorbing your energy. When they are seeing your body, they're taking your energy. So when you start to shift into your divine feminine energy, you realize how valuable it is. It becomes so sacred to you that you want to protect it. So naturally, you're going to wear clothes that are less revealing. so that people cannot take your energy by looking at you. You can feel it when someone's eyes are on you. If you dress classy, you are protecting your energy. My girls, in my course, you know how much you have to protect your sexual energy. It is your gift. It is your life force energy. When it's being used in the way that's not the most powerful, it's going to take away a lot of your potential. You want to keep it safe. You want to protect, love, and honor your body. So this is to show again that there's a lot of natural changes that happen when you shift into your feminine energy. I see a comment. This is a word. Yes, thank you. Okay, so another part of this too is when I had a lot of skin issues. So I used to have acne. Oh my gosh, I had acne for like 5 years and it was really bad. And I felt so insecure. I felt that my worth was so low. I would just not want to be seen. I wouldn't want to go out because I didn't want people to see my face. I'd break out all on my cheeks, my forehead. I did not feel good. What I had to do was realize my desire is to feel good. My desire is to feel confident. I want to feel good. I want to feel radiant. And naturally, I was led to focus on my gut health. I was led to focus on how to clean out my body naturally. If I did not stop and say, I desire to feel confident, I desire to have clear skin, I would never have been led to work on my gut health or to really have a natural approach to health that I do now. So when you are so in line with your desire of how you want to feel, number one, you're in your feminine energy, and number two, naturally the ideas to get there, they will open for you. So that's why too, when you're in your feminine energy, you feel more inspired to dress up, to go to the gym, to feed your body with healthy, nutritious foods. It's because you desire to look good, to feel good, to do good. Another question that I see a lot is, Alexis, how can I be inspired to put myself together daily? My answer is, do the inner work that is going to raise your level of self-worth, that is going to raise your level of self-love. Because when you love your body, naturally putting yourself together and creating an appearance that makes you feel so confident, makes you feel so good about yourself, that will come. You feel so worthy to take care of yourself, to take care of your body. That is how you do it. Something that I love talking about is your energetic beauty. And what I love, so many of you girls, you've taken this quote and you've posted it all over your Instagram that I say, no physical beauty can ever outshine your energetic beauty. No physical feature can ever outshine your energetic beauty. So that means no body type, no style, no hair color, no body part can ever outshine you when you are glowing with feminine energy. I see a lot of questions of girls saying, Alexis, this woman is just so beautiful, or I love this part of her body, I love this part of her looks. That will never outshine your energetic beauty. You have this glow that cannot be matched. So take that internal glow and build it to be the best that it can be. Fully connect to and embody your feminine energy. And then you won't ever feel that you have to compare yourself to anyone else. Then you won't ever feel that someone else's physical feature can take away from you. Your energetic beauty, it is unique. Build upon that, because that is the strongest gift that you have. And the key to embodying feminine energy versus actually just performing it, it is doing inner work. Inner work, I swear, it is a key for everything. I call inner work personal development for the soul. In my Master Your Feminine Energy and Become Your Dream Woman course, maybe 90% of the course is about inner work. It's a soul level guidance to shift you and to help reprogram your mind to actually carry yourself and have different thoughts, have different beliefs, so that you can become that elevated version of yourself. I also have a free YouTube video called Inner Work Guide that will really help you with your inner work journey. All right, let me take some of your girls' questions. I'm so excited to chat with you. I also wanted to announce too that Affirm is now available for my course. This is a program that allows you to pay for the course over time if you don't want to pay for it all up front. So Affirm is now available. Also, my girls, will you let me know if any of you who have joined the course using PayPal, does PayPal give you the option to pay over time, or is it just up front? Someone told me that you could pay over time, but I want to definitely double check. All right, my girls, let's chat for a bit. Okay. Ooh. How can I maintain my feminine energy when I'm living kind of in survival mode? Yes. Ooh, this is so good. So it's very, very difficult to be in your feminine energy when you're living in survival mode. And if you aren't familiar with survival mode, here's how I describe it. Imagine that you are running through the forest and a lion is chasing you. When this lion is chasing you, what happens is all of the non-essential functions in your body, they shut down because your focus right now is to survive. It is to outrun that lion. So your immune system will shut down, your nervous system will shut down, your digestive system will shut down, and so many more other functions. What happens nowadays is so many of us experience trauma, and it has shifted us into that survival mode state of trying to outrun that lion. So then what happens is our immune system is shut down. How can our body fight cancer? Our nervous system is shut down. How can our body relax and de-stress? Our digestive system is shut down. How can our body digest food and have good gut health? How can we have a clear mind? How can we have a healthy body, healthy skin? We can't. So all these issues of skin issues and diseases and anxiety, depression, always feeling in a rush, always having a to-do list, always stressed. Most people are in survival mode and they don't know it. They are energetically still outrunning this lion. So what you have to do is you have to heal, you have to shift out of that survival mode to fully be in your feminine energy. It's nearly impossible to be in your feminine energy and trying to outrun danger at the same time, because one of the cores of feminine energy is safety. It's feeling rested and relaxed so that you can get into that high vibrational state and create. So what I would advise for you if you're in survival mode is I would imagine, I think I've told you this in another video, I tell this to all my clients, imagine that you have a dial, that little circle that you use to control volume on devices. So imagine that you have a dial that's sitting right here on your chest. What I want you to do, turn down that dial by 15%. Imagine that the speed that you move throughout the day, the way you talk, eat, drive, imagine that you're turning down your speed by 15%. This is going to help you heal out of survival mode because you're teaching your body to be relaxed. Something else that I would advise you to do is to do something where you are moving your body, whether this is dancing, whether it's hip opening exercises, yoga. When you are moving your body, you are releasing the blocked emotion out of your hips, out of your body. Blocked emotion is stored trauma. Most people have stored trauma until they have done the work to release it. Let's say that you had parents who were constantly yelling and screaming at each other. All of that trauma that you experienced physically stored in your body from when you were a kid. So now when you are around someone who's also screaming and yelling, you feel that trauma activated. It hurts you. It pulls you down. What you have to do is release. You have to move your body to release that trauma. That way when someone is doing something that reminds you of your parents, reminds you of that trauma, you're not triggered anymore. You're in that relaxed state. That stored trauma is no longer holding you down. I also have a YouTube video called, I think it's called Get Out of Survival Mode. Definitely watch that, girl. Watch that video. That is one of the best videos on how to heal survival mode if you are in it. And my girl, if you are in my program, in I think lesson 1 or 2, I go deep into how to heal survival mode, how to reprogram your mind out of it. Definitely go back and revisit that lesson. I feel emotionally unsafe with my boyfriend of 2 years. Any advice? Yeah, so if you feel emotionally unsafe, I'm curious, is it something that he is doing, or is it a way that your body is feeling regardless of him? So Leslie, if you wouldn't mind, girl, putting in the comments, what is it that's causing you to feel unsafe? Because with my partner, I felt my very, very first relationship, I felt so unsafe with my partner because I had an anxious attachment style, because I had unhealed trauma. So every time he would take a while to text back, or he wouldn't answer my phone call, I felt emotionally unsafe with him. It wasn't his actions, it was my unhealed trauma. Because I had a parent who was very narcissistic, very hot and cold, I had an abandonment wound. I had to heal that abandonment wound, and then naturally I began to feel safer with my partner. Something that's so fascinating too is when you are attracting a partner, you're attracting someone who's going to pull out that unhealed trauma in you. So if I were you, Leslie, I would write down the areas that you're feeling unsafe with your boyfriend. See if it's something that he's doing, or see if there's actually a deeper root there of some sort of unhealed trauma that he's actually just mirroring back to you. Do you have any books? I love your advice and videos. Yes, thank you so much for my book recommendations. Oh, I have so many. So I'm gonna tell you the top books that I've read this year so far. Number 1 is The Power of Now. That book, it's by Eckhart Tolle. I think I'm saying his name right. That book is just all about inner work, how to actually step outside of yourself and look at the way that you show up. Look at the way that your mind is programmed. Look at the way that your soul is lit up, where your passions and your purpose are, and how to see where you are not living in your full potential in life yet, and how to get there. That book is so good. It's more on the spiritual side, so if those types of books are harder to read, I would maybe get an audiobook of The Power of Now, but it is so good. It's about being present, just really being connected to your body. I also really, really love the book Ask and You Will Receive. And I think that's by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So they talk about how to become aligned with the higher vibrational version of yourself. How to create the feelings where you get to that place and you're just feeling good and you have a very positive outlook on your life. It's a book all about the law of attraction, how to attract your desires. And that book is really awesome. One of the best books that I've ever read of my life is called You Are a Badass. It is by Jen Sincero. That book is so powerful. This is the ultimate self-love book. So if you're struggling with low self-worth and a lack of self-love, definitely look into the book You Are a Badass. It is so good. I also, if you're in my course, go to the part where I give you my PDF of all of the books that I've ever read and all of the books that I recommend you read. There's so many incredible books that have changed my life that are on that list. I do not think I'd be here on YouTube, or I don't think I would be a coach or creating courses if it were not for the books that I've read. They have changed my life. The way that I see reading, it's absorbing someone's whole entire life of wisdom and knowledge, and they're giving it to you. So I love reading. I think there's so much value in books. Those are a few that I recommend. Ask and it is given. Yes, I hope I said the name right in the beginning. Okay, I love that book. Yes. So Melissa says, what do you do about insecurities? Does insecurities bring you out of feminine energy? Yes, insecurity shifts you out of feminine energy because feminine energy thrives on safety, security, confidence, and self-love. So what I personally did about insecurities. So for me, a huge insecurity was my skin. I hated when I had so many breakouts. I just felt so unconfident. And I decided I have to do something about this. Nobody is going to come in and make me feel secure. And there's two parts here. One, I actually wanted to physically do something to help me feel better about that insecurity. What I did is I took control of my gut health. I also went on Accutane years back. I did something to help me feel better from that insecurity. Number two is I would step outside of myself and look at myself from a future version. So I would think on the 90-year-old version of myself, looking back at the 16-year-old version of me. And I would think, Alexis, you are missing out on amazing nights out with your friends. You are missing out on possible relationships, possible opportunities, because you are so focused on your skin. And I had to almost shake myself and say, wake up. Stop focusing on your insecurities unless you want other people to focus on them too. And I realized this when I was crying to my mom one day and just telling her, oh, I'm so frustrated with my breakouts, Mom. And she says, Alexis, if that's the first thing that you notice about yourself, other people will too. And then I realized I need to stop being so in the victim mindset, so insecure about something so small, unless I wanted other people to mirror that back to you. Even for example, with YouTube. When I was first starting off with YouTube, I wasn't 100% about it. So my energy was very nervous, very shaky. I wasn't the most secure about it. And people mirrored that back to me. And this even happened with TikTok too. I almost wanted to not be seen by my friends and family. And I would hear my friends, not friends, but my coworkers say comments such as, Alexis, I keep seeing your TikTok videos pop up. That's so funny. And then one day I realized, you know what? They're mirroring back something in me that's not fully secure with this. So whatever it is that you are insecure about, shift to a place where you are just so secure about it, where you almost become delusional. What I did in that moment is I said, if I was delusionally confident about the way that I post on TikTok, how would I respond to this coworker? And what I did was, oh my gosh, that's so cool. What videos did you see? And then something shifted in me. I started to become secure about TikTok, and then it blew up, and then it took off. And it has changed my life. I quit that job because TikTok took off so much. So anything that you are insecure about, I know that this is a long answer, but I want you to, number one, see if you can do something about it. It's so easy to stay stuck in the victim mindset. And two, shift your perspective. The highest, the most radiant, confident version of you, how would she act? How would she feel about that insecurity? Okay. Same thing with my smile. I started smiling more. People complimented my smile more. Yes, MK, that's a beautiful example. I love it. I gotta start ignoring my big old forehead, shaking my head. Yes, girl, if you're thinking about your forehead being so big, guess where you're going to see people's eyes being focused? On your forehead. So we love to be in the victim mindset. Sometimes I'm so guilty of this and focus on our flaws, but they're only flaws if you feel that they are flaws. I used to feel that I had a big head too, and I remember someone in my family used to always tease me about this, and then one day I started responding, yeah, it has to hold my brain with all of this brilliance and knowledge. They stopped making that comment. So shift it to be a blessing rather than an insecurity. Can you answer these questions faster? No, because the way that I'm answering questions is coming from the most authentic, the most real way that I feel is best to answer. So what you can do is you can go ahead and speed this up if you're listening on YouTube, but I'm not going to answer the questions faster. I go on these live streams so that I can do one-on-one time with the girls that I cannot coach. And I want to give in-depth answers. I genuinely believe in sharing this content, and I know that there's so much value in it. I'm gonna add, my forehead is an average size to my morning affirmations. I love you, girls. Yes. You're so right, LOL. All pretty girls have big foreheads. Yes! I love you, Alexis. Oh, Serena! My beautiful girl, so nice to see you in here. I love you too. I love the way that you're answering. Thank you for taking your time. MK, yes. Thank you, girl. You are so welcome. I love your in-depth answers, so much more helpful. Tiffany, yes, thank you, my girls. That's the thing is, I do not take advice from comments on the live stream like that because I always see comments, Alexis, talk faster, Alexis, talk slower. No, I'm going to speak the way that feels best for me because that is me and my feminine energy. And I've seen the changes in so many women's life that have come from the way that I've been delivering content. I'm not going to change it unless I actually feel in my body it's right to change. So thank you, my girls. No is a full sentence. Yes. Okay, my girls. Oh, I am so sad I have to go now. I've loved live streaming with you. Thank you so much for being here and your amazing energy and your questions. I cannot wait to see you next week. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.